Along, I'm back in the comms booth once again. We did comms yesterday and doing comms again. D2 Austria this time. Let me just type it in. I fucking bought it, it's what you wanted to be. Yours, 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 yours. There we go. Now we're loading in. It's raining in qualifying. That really throws a spanner into the works. Rain in quali is not what anyone expected. Hello Hessam, nice to see you here. Are you driving today? Yes you are. It is raining. And the wet setup I have, well, let's see how good it is. I wonder if it's a dry race. Anyone want to tell me, is it a dry race or is it both of them wet? Right, first out of the pits will be the Alpine of Louis Bonny. Very good. Everyone going out. It's intermediate conditions, not full wet conditions just yet. It will be the intermediate tyres are the order of the day. Should expect a good amount of stream views. We got a decent amount yesterday. And let's start quali by turning off all the data because we want to get the nice track picks for the YouTube upload. There we go. Look at that. That's a nice shot of the Alpine. Alpha Tauri as well. Not a bad looking car at all. Not my favourite, but oh, he's off the road. Really struggling to put the power down. Williams here. There's a Ferrari out of the pit lane. Alright, everything turned back on now because drivers are going to be starting their fast laps very shortly. Both Alpines have now started their laps. Louis Bonny and Fexin, the two drivers for Alpine. Going through turn one, it's going to be very shaky laps to begin with because everyone needs to get used to the intermediate conditions when they're driving. So it won't be an easy one. Both Mercedes also out of the pit lane together. And Louis Bonny doing a stellar job at the moment. Puts down the power well enough. Mercedes giving him a slipstream there. That's not what the Mercs will want. That's what the Alpines will want. And hooks it to the apex very nicely on the exit. Doing a good job there. And swinging his way uphill towards turn 6. It's going to be a lot slower than yesterday. Big Mel hunting for wet tyres maybe, but I don't think these are quite the conditions for it considering everyone else is on the intermediates. Louis Bonny now towards the final two corners. It's going to be a decent turn 9. Doesn't get it to the apex, but he gets it to the exit. And now turn 10. Both Big Mel and Angie looking for it. The wet tyres. Louis Bonny 13.6. Fexin a little faster with a 13.4, and J Rise in the Mercedes is at turn 3, and K5M5 in the other Mercedes is at turn 1. J Rise hunting it into the apex, doing a very good job with the wheel. Oh, he's struggling a little bit. Excellence doing 2 out laps, and FG Packwood finishing off his lap, and he'll be just behind Fexin. There is going to be a Williams coming towards the line. and that is Hessam going quickest by half a second. So good stuff from Hessam. Let's disable everything. No, we can't do it right now. Hot laps are going on. Let's watch the Ferrari of Libov finish his lap out of the final corner. Where does the lap go? To the front row, only 2/10 behind. Libov has really started showing form ever since he joined Ferrari. J-Rise towards turn 10, the final corner, on the power early, 5th gear up to the line, and he is right behind Hessam right now. This is so close. And K5, he is in the other Mercedes. Can he get just as close as Rise, if not closer? Oh, he is 1,000th of a second off. That is as close as it's gonna get for now. 3 drivers separated by 400ths of a second. That's really tight stuff. FG Pacman blitzing the field by 7/10, 12.2. That is a really strong banker lap from FG Pacman. 7/10 clear of everyone else. That's going to be a difficult pace to match for every driver. Big Melt is on an outlap. On full wets, him and Angie are really... They're on a VC together, but I don't think they've got their strategies coordinated. Comic up to P2, half a second away. And the Haas of Wide Vader will be crossing, but Bram first. And Bram only P2. 4/10 off Pacman. That's how you know his lap is quick. Bram can't even match it. Wide Vader up to the line. P8. K5 M5 in the Mercedes into the pit lane. J-Rise is going for another hot lap. Oh, he was 2/10. He's 2/10 to the good. Nope, 1 second off. Wait, hide UI. Is he on a wet setup? I don't know. No clue if any of the drivers are on wet setups. They should be, but anything is possible. If it's a dry race. Is it a dry race? Lovely camera angles being presented of this Mercedes. And that's all we're going to need for that. Now we turn everything back on. And not much has happened. Mars has gone up to P3, so Mars would pace as well. If it's a dry race, then you want to use a dry setup, don't you? Always compromise quali, but it's full quali. Lame has subscribed at tier 1 for 4 months on a 4-month streak. Let's go! What a W, Lame. Thank you so much, mate. That is absolutely beautiful. You love to see it. We had Stein yesterday, and now we've got Lame today. Let's fucking go. Mumford crossing the line. P6 splits Rise and Hessam. It's good pace shown by them so far, and this is only Q1, so it's about to get a lot more hectic. Big Melt and Angie are well off the pace on full wets. Who thought that was a good idea? And where is Lem right now? Is he driving? Yes, he is. He's in P13. It's an unlucky number, but it is safely through to Q2 at the moment, but he'll want to go out for another run. And hopefully the power of the Twitch sub can get his Williams into the next part of qualifying. Excellence. Very, very wobbly on the exit of the first corner. He had a really poor first lap, and he's on a very, very used set right now. But he is half 10th up, and he's off the road, and that is his next lap invalidated. He carries on the lap, but he's already off the track, so he's going to lose too much time for it to be worth watching. Wide Vader's in the pit lane. Bavish is off the pace. Mumford's off the pace. Mars is improving. Mars is going through Sector 2, and now he's about to start Sector 3, and he has done. And he's got 2 more corners left of this track. And that's the smoothest I've seen anyone take Turn 9 and Turn 10 so far. So this should be a very good run to the line. Does he beat the pole time? Yes, he does! Mars is on a 12.1, and that is a very, very good time from Mars. And that now should be safely through to Q2. Very, very good lap from Mars. That's what you want to see. Is Bavish on a fast lap? Yes, he is right now. He's gone to no assists since his last full-time HDR stint, and he is a tenth and a half up on his time. You can see the no ABS at work. He really went to the outside there. I don't know what he was hunting for, but he gets an absolutely perfect slipstream from the Red Bull of Mars. And again, a little bit of locking up on the Aston Martin. So he is struggling. Oh, he's off! He's off! He's hit the barriers, lost his front wing, and that's the lap over for Bavish. Hessam, P8. K5, P9. K5, a second off the pace, but that was his outlap, and now he's on another fast lap. Oh, K5 really struggling out of turn 1. I think he needs to turn the traction down somehow. Gets a nice slipstream from the Haas, and now he heads up the hill towards turn 3, a tenth up on his time. Hits that curb very, very aggressively, and that won't do good for his exit. He is using all the assists, I think, with the gears and the traction, but he still finds a lot of pace because he's got very good track usage with his assists on. K5 doing a good job at the moment, heading towards turn 6, and now towards he's very, very wobbly. In wet conditions the assist will probably be helping him, but he's a tenth down on his time, and that's not what he'll want to see. He hasn't had a good sector 2 at all. And is he going to complete sector 3 or is he going to box? Because he has both as an option. He is going to try complete the lap. No, he backs out. Backs out, not enough time in the lap. And now J-Rise's turn to try. Oh, it's much smoother on the throttle than K5 was. And can he go any higher than P5? Hessam up to P3. We missed the lap, but that's a very, very good improvement from Hessam. And J-Rise going through turn 3, very, very deep on the exit. Not how you want to take that corner. There's an Alpine of Louis Bonny coming up to the line, goes up into P8. And there's a McLaren of Angie coming up to the line, and he is finally back on the intermediate tyres. 1.7 seconds up. Does he make an impression? Yes, he does, up to P3. And that's more like it. That's why you don't use full wets as your first run. Intermediate tyres are the way to go, and he is showing that finally. P3. J-Rise half a second up on his time right now. This could be enough to get him into Q2 safely, possibly challenging for pole position of Q1. Let's see how he takes these last 2 turns. 2 right-handers done very well. They're high-speed corners in the dry, medium-speed corners in the wet. J-Rise up to pole position, and that is a lap very, very safely through into the next part of qualifying. And now he can afford to relax and have a coffee. Angie is finished the lap. Bram up to P3. He should be safe as well. Is that his lap over, or is he going for another one? He hasn't got the battery. He's invalid, so that was his lap over. Big Mel up to P8 after switching back to the intermediate tyres. And now we just have to look for the bottom 3 drivers. There's only 18 in attendance, so it's very, very easy to make it to the next part of quali. Wide Vader is now going to be the next driver to do a hot lap around the track. Oh, very, very drifty on the exit of turn 1. That's not as smooth as it could have been for Wide Vader. And now up the hill towards turn 3. Does he use all the track? No, he keeps off the wet parts of the curb. Hessam asking, am I safe? I think you are. It's only Q1, so you are safe, in my opinion. I think everyone from Comic downwards needs to do another lap. J-Rise did do another lap, and he's into the 11s. We didn't see his lap, because I thought he was only doing 1 lap. But he's into the 1:11.7. So if there's that much time on the track, then maybe Hessam, you do need to go out again. Because 8 tenths off pole position now, there's surely going to be a lot of drivers finding time if J-Rice has managed to find that amount of time. Your choice on if you're going to go for another run, but the front of the field's looking very, very quick today. Wide Vader out of turn 10, Oh, struggling with the traction again. He has the manual gears on, so it makes his job slightly easier. Only up to P7, and Mumford jumps him to make Wide Vader part of an Alfa Romeo sandwich between Mumford and Comic. Technically, there's a Red Bull sandwich as well, except it's a really, really, really big sandwich between Mars and Flov in P2 and last place. Flov has a quali ban, I think. Probably. It seems like a Flov thing to do to just have a quali ban. If Hessam is going out for another run on a fresh set of inters. I told you to add me as a friend on Discord and you didn't, so don't say it's my fault, Neki. Comic up to the line, P3. Everyone's finding a lot of improvement, and that is why Hessam has gone out again. It's going to be touch and go for who's going to get into Q2. Hello, Bram. You're safely through, aren't you, to Q2? But this doesn't look like the domination that it should be. You've won in D1 before, so there should be more pace coming from you in Q2 and Q3. I can feel Babish and Excellence are now both on laps together. Nope, Excellence is off the road again at turn 3. He keeps making that same mistake, just goes too deep into turn 3, and that's starting to ruin his hot laps. Babish, a 10th and a half up on his time. You're not blocked. I didn't even block you. You're just blind, mate. I didn't even block you. I checked. Babish up to P9. Good stuff from him, but will it be safely through? That's going to be touch and go in my opinion, but there's only 2 drivers he needs to beat. Excellence. Can't improve on his time, but he does have a lot of battery to go for it once again, and that is what he's going to do. Excellence. P14. Excellence, P14, and on the exit of turn 3 right now is in the 113s. This is very much unlike him. Hessam is on a hot lap as well. There's an Alfa Romeo coming up to the line. It's Comic, and he's going for another lap. I don't think he needed one, but he's doing it anyway. And up to the line, is he into the 111s? No, he's not. He's 2,000ths down on his time. Both Alfa Romeo cars are very, very quick today, and both Ferrari cars are close by. Lee Bob up to the line, only P11. That's risky. Is he going to get through? Babish up to the line. Not a good lap from him. Excellence is in the drop zone. He needs to get out, and he doesn't. He's still in P16. Now that is ominous for Excellence. Mumford is starting a lap, and there's Lehman in the Williams. He's 6/10 up on his time, but that's nowhere near enough. He needs a lot more time than this if he wants to make it into Q2. Checkered flag has fallen for 4 drivers, and more to come. Lehman up to the line. He needs the lap time now. Does he get what he wants? No! Lehman is out in Q1. Tragic for him, and that is one Williams out, but he was the D3 reserve. Now Excellence will be a little bit more shocking if he can't make it through. Wide of the apex in turn 6. He's really struggling. He's a 10th down. This could be Excellence out of qualifying if other people don't improve. Big Melt up to the line. He's very close to the drop zone. Gets himself a little bit safer. Now Wide Vader is the man in danger from Excellence. Out of the final corner. Is the Aston Martin going to make it? No! He's wide again. And he's not made it. Bram goes fastest. And Excellence is out in Q1. Not a good day to be an Aston Martin driver. D3 full-time, yeah. Meant D2 reserve. But you're starting second to last now. 36 laps to make up for it. You did somewhat of a recovery drive yesterday. You can do that again. And that is now Q1 over. And there is Q1 done and dusted. I am going to waffle through this because I checked the YouTube upload because I just finished uploading the D3 Austria VOD to the HDR YouTube, and apparently they copyright strike you for this F1 theme that's playing in the background. I don't know if it takes down the video, but it's got a content ID claim on it, and I found that if you waffle through and like block out the sound of the intro, then it will leave you alone. But it's really weird how the game has like an F1 theme track specifically for streamers to stop you from getting striked, but then they just play the F1 theme right here. Not a lot of invalidations around Austria. There's about 8 cases of it. Alright, there we go. The music's over. Yeah, we'll see. Nice break before racing now. Yeah, you've got plenty of time now to chill. Like 30 minutes or so. Right, anyone out of the pit lane? U3 has left the session, so he'll need an invite back. Now, who's out of the lane first? K5 coming out. Excellence has left the session now. K5 on his outlap right now. 2 Ferrari drivers will be the first to take the flag to start their quali laps. Right, Excellence won't be racing due to illness. This is sad times. Now I see how we were so slow and knocked out in Q1. It wasn't making sense to me, but now it does. Lee Bob, I think he's fluffed his lap. We'll check. Big melt in P6 at the moment. Wait, what was that? Wait, did I just kick Big Melt from the session by accident? Wait, what? I just... What happened there? What happened to Big Melt? What? What was that? Mars 1:11.1. That's a super quick time from Mars. Was that just dumb luck, or did I cause him to disconnect? Alright, I think it was dumb luck, because Louis Bonny is not getting kicked out just by me clicking it. I thought I accidentally kicked out Big Melt, because I clicked on the spectate button and he immediately left. That was weird. Comic 1:10.9. And J Rise will be next across the line, out of the final corner. Couple drivers on their laps, finishing laps. J Rise 1:11.1. Better does it with my... Big Melt, get back here. You're meant to be driving. Wide Vader, P5 into the pit lane. Bram up to the front row. Laps are flying in, left, right and centre. Mumford crossing the line, he's already done his lap. K5 doing slightly better, but still not good enough. He needs more time than this. Mumford is sector 1, Comic is in the pit lane. And Rise, I think, is going for another lap because he's half a second up on his time. And this is now J Rise possibly getting himself up into provisional pole. We'll see as he crosses the line. Yes, it is. P1 by 0.2 of a second. J Rise showing his speed. Ahead of Comic by just over 0.2. And he is using an old set of intermediates. Actually, he did 2 runs on 1 tyre. So for Rise, that's the best strategy. Will anyone else copy him? We'll see. Louis Bonny, very, very wide on the curb there. Almost hit the exit curb. Clattered the apex curb already. Louis Bonny up towards turn 3. He's half a tenth down. He hasn't got the battery, so I don't think he's on a lap. Lee Bob, make sure he does get out of the way for the Aston Martin of Babish to now come up to the line. And is he going to beat FG Pacman? No, he does not even beat Pacman because he was doing an outlap and then another outlap, and now he's on his hot lap. Babish now has a clear track to himself up ahead, no cars in his view. Let's see how he takes this now. Into turn 3, braking very, very late, later than I've seen anyone else. And he's a second up on his time, so that puts him at a 13.4 if he keeps the lap like this. But we know he's going to improve even more, and possibly the track is getting drier, just from what I can see. He's not really using the entry properly. There's definitely more time in this lap from Babish if he had the right track usage. And this was a similar story in D3 yesterday. We'll see better lines tomorrow when we're racing D1. 2.7 seconds up on his time now. That puts him at a 1:11.7, but we know there's even more time to find, so let's see how he fares. Going through sector 3 now. Good stuff from Babish. Up to the line. Is this going to be competitive for D2 pace? It is! It's pole position! That was a very, very clean lap from Babish that he got in there. With the track drying out, I think, Babish is finding the most grip of anyone. And Big Melt can confirm this. Is he going to go fastest with the track improving? He goes up to P5. And K5 is looking at dry tyres. Potentially looking at soft tyres. Hessam's POV though showing a lot of spray still. Half a second up on his time already. And that is a big improvement he's found. So I think he could be the next driver to take to the top of the timesheets. Pacman is on an outlap up ahead. And ahead of Hessam is an Aston Martin of Bavish, who has already completed his lap. So, is that out the pit lane? K5 M5 on dry tyres. That is a big risk. In these conditions, dry tyres don't look like the strategy at the moment. But K5 is taking the risk. So let's see how it goes. He's got an outlap to judge the track conditions and see if it is good enough for dries. But that's risky. Louis Boni following suit. Looks like a couple drivers are ready for the dry tyres. Hessam, a 1:10.5. He's up to the front row alongside Bavish at the moment. But if dry tyres are the order of the evening, then that's going to be a pretty useless lap. Everyone's going to have to box for dries if the track keeps drying out at this rate, but there's still a little bit of spray coming off the tyres. Fexin, only P8. That's a horrible lap considering what we've seen other drivers do. Behind Big Melt, behind Hessam, behind even Bavish, Rise, behind a lot of drivers who set their laps right around the same time as he did. And K5 is going to be the first driver to attempt a lap on slick tyres. Now, K5 is our test dummy to see if the grip is up to code. He has elected to start the lap, which tells me that the grip is probably there, DRS enabled. So that is your confirmation that it is ready for dry tyres. 3.5 tenths up on his lap at the moment, and all the interlaps are going to be nullified, because now dry tyres are quickest. But even with DRS enabled, it's still a very, very slippery track. A track that will continue to rubber in and improve, but still slippy nonetheless. Q3 pole times might just be the representative that we're waiting for. And K5 now through turn 6. Alfa Romeo in the gravel trying to avoid him, and that will be Mumford. K5 almost invalidating there. On the dry tyres, looking good so far, and swinging it right, and swinging it right a second time through turn 10, and up to the line. J-Rise goes fastest on a set of new inters, and K5 is 6 tenths off him on a set of slicks. So Rise showing that inters are still quick, even with DRS enabled and dry tyres. K5 and J-Rise tried 2 different tyre strategies, and both of them showing that they're both pretty quick. FG Pacman on intermediates, 109.7. So are dry tyres the fastest or not? K5 is half a second up on his lap. So this track continues to rubber in, continues to improve by the second. Looking very good for them both so far. J-Rise half a second up on his time. He's finding even more lap time, even without battery. That's just how much more grip there is on the track right now. Intermediates improving his lap. Louis Boni up to pole position on the slick tyres, so that's proof. And J-Rise finds a bit more time on the intermediates. And that is proof now. J-Rise and K5 both gotta be, and everyone in the field really, pitting for dry tyres, getting out of the garage as late as humanly possible, preferably with like 1 minute 50 to go or something like that, making sure you're the last car out on track on slick tyres. Everyone in the pit lane. Louis Boni currently fastest, but everyone is going to be out on track now. Everyone will be leaving the pit lane in a hurry for the final laps of Q2. This is going to get hectic because every driver will have to be on track. Hessam has started his final lap really early. I think that's going to bite him. Hessam might not make it into Q3. Bram saying surely he won't make it back in time. It's a very short lap, and I think J-Rise has just about made it, but this is going to be very, very tight. If K5 is leaving the pits at the same time as J-Rise is coming in, he is going to get stuck, and possibly J-Rise has screwed himself. But Hessam is doing decently so far. How late are these guys going to time it? Because Bram is still in the pits, so is Big Melt, so is Fexin. Oh, this is really late timing from these guys. And Hessam, 2.3 seconds up on his time, but everyone else is going to be out on track soon, and the Mercedes cars are leaving ultra late. This is going to be right down to the wire for both of them. Hessam crossing the line now. This is going to be his final hot lap, actually, and he goes fastest, but I think he needs to go again, even without battery, because there is just that much time on the table at this track at the moment. Hessam right behind the Mercedes of K5 M5. Hessam's lifted off. I think he might save his battery and go for another lap, or if he doesn't have the fuel, then that's his quali over. And 107.1, that is a really weak time. Even though it's the fastest lap, it's a really weak lap, considering how much the track conditions are improving. And Comic, 8/10 up on his lap. Bavish is also starting his lap. And Comic now in P7. The track is pretty much bone dry, so everyone will be on dry tyres. There's no debate now. K5 the first to try the slicks, and he timed it right, because so often when you go to slick tyres, you can just bin it or mess up or something, and that was very, very close to impeding, but not quite. And Comic, oh, Comic should have been invalid there, but he's kept the lap together, and that would have been quali over if he had invalidated that, but he hasn't, and he carries on driving. Comic now up to the line. Is he into Q3? Yes, he will be on a 106.7, but I don't think that's strong enough, considering how much this track is rubbering in. K5 just about makes it to the line. And J-Rise has missed the flag. J-Rise has no more improvements. And that is qualifying over for J-Rise. And Bram was right. He didn't make it in time. Bavish goes fastest on a 106.0. That's more like it. I think that should be safe. FG Pacman on a 105.5. And Bram is now coming towards the line. There's a Red Bull of Mars up to the line. I think he's missed the flag though. Mars is out. Mars, having gone fastest in Q1 at one point, is out, and Bram is up into pole position now for Q2, and Angie will be the next one to cross the line. He's safely through to Q3. Rise is on the brink here of not making it into the next part of quali. Fexin is invalid, and that is a big shock. Liebob is improving, but not enough. Wide Vader is off, and that won't be him going, and Wide Vader's DSQ'd as well, and that could impede someone. Oh, he is a lucky guy there. Rise is invalid, so he's driving around for nothing. And J-Rise out in Q2. Hessam runs out of fuel, but he still makes it to the line anyway. Mars and J-Rise both missing the checkered flag. What happened there? What was that? Everyone who dropped out didn't set a lap on dries. That just shows you how crucial it was to get a lap on slick tyres going. K5 fastest in the Mercedes, so even though there's one Mercedes out, there is one Mercedes on pole. And same story with Haas, even though one of them's out in P15, the other one's on the front row right now, and Alpine of Louis Bonny is going to be very happy with that. FG Pacman P4, followed by Big Melt, Bavish, Mumford, Angie, Comic, and Hessam. The drivers making it through. J-Rise out, Fexin out, Mars out, as is Liebob. This is not good at all. I had 2 purple sectors, low fuel mode as shit. You should have saved more on your out lap. I saw on your cooldown lap, because I saw you weren't lifting off enough. Okay. Oh wait, shit. There we go. Into Q3 now, and for the guys that got knocked out in Q2, they'll have more dry tyres, as will everyone. So starting on the mediums for them, going around to like lap 15, lap 16, going on the hard tyres to the end. That's the strat without any safety cars, but there will obviously be a couple safety cars. Louis Boni, by the way. That's Spirit Lord. Okay. I feel like Perez, says Miles, invalidating when it counts. It reminds me of Perez in Austria last year, where he invalidated all of his laps in Q2 somehow. And oh wait, there was one where he invalidated the lap where he got through to Q3 and then had it stripped away from him afterwards. You went too early on slicks the first time. Yeah, I saw that. Bavish will be the first man of Q3 to start the lap. It's almost a race in quali already with how much the drivers are queuing up to start their hot laps this early on. K5 starting his lap as well. Bavish 16.2 now. It's pretty much a bone dry circuit, so this is going to be the full pace of these cars. I don't see any sort of markings on the track indicating rain, so I'm suspecting this is the fastest the cars are going to get. Bavish now going through turn 4 with Haas in hot pursuit behind him of Bram. Bram can see him on his hot lap actually. He's getting closer on his hot lap. That's how close these guys started their laps together, because they want all the slipstream they can. Because Austria with 3 giant straights lends benefits to get yourself a slipstream. And Bavish now very smoothly through the final corner. And is this going to be a lap that allows him to secure pole? 104.4, can Bram beat it? Yes he can. 104.0, can K5 beat it? No he can't, he's on the front row. Can the AlphaTauri of FG Pacman beat it? No, because he's invalid. So 3 laps set straight away. Louis Boni in P6 at the moment. And he's into the gravel with a tyre and he's invalid. Hessam up to the line, he's always been quick. And he goes fastest with a 104.0. Now that is very, very quick. Miles has sent an F1 Games clip. Angie, the slowest in Q3 at the moment of the guys that finished their lap. Louis Boni up to the line for Alpine. P4 on the grid. That's still a spot he'd be happy with. Comic up to the line. Comic is always quick. And he is starting his lap instead of finishing his lap. He did 2 out laps, I think. Or if he didn't, then the game's just bugging. Mumford also starting his lap. FG Pacman is invalid. So Big Mel on an out lap. Nobody on a hot lap at the moment except for Comic. And 16.2 Sector 1 is not bad. I'll have a look at Mars's clip now of how he messed up Q2. Comic for Alfa Romeo, R-Web's team, driving full time there. He's doing good stuff at the moment, down to 5th gear for turn 6. Comic starting to show some good pace. Let's see, can he hold on to this through sector 3 now? He's got 2 more corners to go. It's the circuit with the fewest turns on the calendar, and it should in theory be the simplest, but no, Austria comes with all its challenges of track limits, elevation, and Comic has braved through all of that to be quite slow actually, P6 only. I thought he was going to be a little bit more impressive than that, but Comic has not cooked. Mumford up to the line. Is he going to do better? He does better than his teammate, but the pan is quite cold for both Alfa Romeos right now, with 5 drivers ahead of them. Big Melts going through sector 1, 16.1, pretty much matching what Comic did. Now watching Mars, 4.6 seconds up, and he invalidated at turn 9 and lost his lap. That really, really hurts. Bram saying he's on used tyres. That's quite ominous for the field, considering... Wait, how would there be used tyres from Q2? That is quite ominous for the field. But with the amount of soft tyres they should have from quali, then surely you don't need to use the used set. Oh, Big Melt laggy. Big Melt invalid. P6 and P7, not where the Alfa Romeos will want to start. Maybe Mumford will be happy with that, because that's a pretty high grid slot based on his standards, but Comic won't be happy with a P7. He's fighting for a championship right now. But so is J-Rise, and J-Rise is down in P11, so times change. Why is K5 doing his final lap so early? Weird. Maybe there is time for 3 runs. I didn't even know you could do 3 runs in Q3 around Austria. That's just how short the lap is, I guess. Bram now starting a lap on fresh tyres. That is lightning fast through the first corner of the racetrack. And now up the hill towards turn 3. Let's see how he takes this. Pretty much perfectly there. Very, very good stuff from Bram. On the power early, good traction shown by the Haas car. And now down the hill, Big Melt has left the session. I'll add him after the lap. He has enough invites to get himself back in though if he wants. Bram powering his way, 6th gear now, that's much faster than Comic. And Bram is absolutely flying at the moment on slick tyres like everyone else on a bone-dry track, and the track evolution has definitely kicked in for him now because he's improving by a lot. Track usage is absolutely on point. 6th gear out the final corner. I didn't know that was possible, and he's a 103.6. That's quite quick. If money could buy. Bram going quickest. FG Pacman invalid again. Spinning in the pit lane for good measure. K5 P3. Hesam P2. Everyone in the pits. Nobody on laps. Not much to talk about here. Bram on pole position by 4/10. That's pretty much standard Bram procedure. He's very quick in D2 and D1 actually. Hesam and K5 both starting their final laps very, very early. Tyre preparation is absolutely crucial here. With 2 minutes on the clock, K5 has gone out very early, as has Hesam, as has Bram, but Bram is a long way on the track behind them. And there's an Alpha Tauri of FG Pacman taking it as fast as he can on his outlap. Hesam, first man to start his final lap, and on the front row he is at the moment. Hesam will be very pleased with himself as it stands. Currently P2, and oh no, he's backed out. He's actually doing he's doing 2 laps instead of 1, so that's a risky strategy from Hesam. I think K5 did that strat. No, he is going straight full beans mode to start his lap. And he should get a slipstream from Hesam, possibly if he's lucky, but we'll see. Currently there's nobody around him. He has got the whole track to himself, and 300ths up on his time. He's doing the same lines as Bram, but he's going to be losing out on the exits because of his assists. So, Bram, oh, I already read that. The K5 into turn 4, track usage on point, and I can see why he set such quick laps even with the assist turned on. Doing very, very well for himself right now. He'll be happy with the way the lap is going into 6th gear as well, just like the doctor ordered. And 3/10 up on his lap. This is easily a lap to challenge for the front row. Past Hessam, maybe past Bram if he has a mighty Sector 3, but it's going to have to be like a Max Verstappen Monaco level. And now out of the final corner, a lot of high wings run in this session. And K5 up to the line, he's onto the front row. And that is exactly what he would have wanted. Louis Bonny starting his final lap. The checkered flag is now flown. K5 is done from quali, and Hessam still has another lap left in him, but he's 300ths down on his time. This is on a used set. Comic up to P4, and the other Alfa Romeo of Mumford up to the line. P4 as well replaces his teammate. Bavish is invalid, and that's quali over for him. And now there's a Haas of Bram. Can he extend his pole even further? No, he can't. He's invalid, but it doesn't matter because he is still very much safe on pole, unless Hessam can challenge him, but he's a 10th and a bit down. Angie can't improve. Hessam is, oh, he's not hitting that apex very nicely at all. I don't think this is going to be the one. Up to the line. Is this the lap? Maybe challenging. No, it doesn't. That is Hessam's quali over, and the last man to cross the line is Louis Bonny, and just under a 10th up on his time. Where's he going? P4. That's the best he could have done in quali, and that is a very, very good lap from the Alpine, and that is your grid complete for the race. Bram on pole position once again. He's sort of becoming the Max Verstappen of HDR, having dominated D2 and now D1. K5 M5 in P2 on the Mercedes on the front row of the grid. I love that car in turn 3. Was that your car, or did you get impeded, or what does that mean? And there is your quali order. The entire field covered within a second. That's what you want to see. That's pretty good. Hopefully we'll get a nice and close race, but K5 in hindsight, that is a mighty lap to be that close to Bram. I didn't realise it at the time, but looking at Bram's form and how much quicker he was to the field in Portimao, that's actually a really, really good lap. just in a little conversation. We are now, I've just got news that the 30-second countdown has started, and we will be looking to the 5 red lights shortly. Five red lights for the Austrian Grand Prix in D2. It is lights out and away we go, and Liebob has already jumped the start, gains a lot of places, but that drive-through penalty has already ruined his race, barring any safety cars coming out. Bram is into the lead, keeps it. P2 is K5 and Louis Bonny up to P3. Mumford in P4 with Comic losing places off that start, 1 place down. Liebob's start is pretty much irrelevant considering he has jumped the start, and going through now, quite literally, Hessam. FG Pacman has lost a place, as has Bavish, and J Rise is now going alongside the Alpha Tauri of FG Pacman. Nope, that's Bavish alongside him. We're on board with J Rise, mistaking the Aston Martin for the Mercedes there. Bavish ahead of FG Pacman, and J Rise following on. Can't see any gap for him. Louis Bonny in P3 is following a little bit closer to K5 than K5 is following to Bram. Bram on the hard compound tyres. I invited you already. You said you changed your internet. And K5 already out of the slipstream to try get a little bit of clean air into his car. But we can also see a move being possibly made. Not yet, but he's getting very, very close to trying. Louis Bonny, I think he's turned on his battery now. He's got still half of his tank left. That's a lot of battery he used on lap 1. He's going side by side with K5. He's diving down the inside of Bram for the lead. K5 in P2. And now K5 down to P3. Mumford is making it 3 wide into turn 4. He backs out of that one. And K5 and Louis Bonny are now going side by side. This is crucial for both of their races, because they need to stay within DRS of Bram. And Louis Bonny can't get through on K5. And Liebob in 5th place. He'll have to serve his drive-through penalty. Mumford down the inside of Louis Bonny. And Mumford has taken advantage of their battle and up to P3. Louis Bonny in P4 right now. Happy days for Alpine. And J Rise in P10. Second of the hard runners. And Liebob is in to serve the drive-through pen that he got for jumping the start. I'm surprised he didn't jump the pit lane as well. But Flov is in, and has he got damage from somewhere? He might have done, unless he jumped the start as well. Yep, that is a front wing replacement in order for Flov. And Miles also needed a front wing replacement. Both Red Bulls are in the mud. K5 now has DRS on Bram. And this will be good for his race. He just needs to stay with him and try force his way through later on, because Bram is a very quick driver. He's not going to be easy. J Rise around the outside of Angie. Angie keeps it clean, and J Rise is through. With Wide Vader, if he challenges Angie, then J Rise will be able to get away, but it's very, very difficult to stay ahead when you don't have the DRS enabled on your car. Wide Vader is shaky all over the place at the moment, struggling a little bit. Fexen behind him can't stay in DRS. Big Melt will be under pressure from Lehman in the battle for the final points position in P12, and K5 is ultra close to Bram at the moment. Bram not even bothering with his battery, actually he's wasting it. And K5 is looking to the lead now, looking to the inside, but he backs out and he won't be P1. Oh, K5 and Mumford are ghosting into each other. Bavish and Pacman ghosting into each other as well. FG Pacman in P6 right now. Mars is on a 106.7 fastest lap. And that is not bad actually, considering that it's only 1 lap fresher tyres. And Bram is setting the pace out in front. He's not even using battery. That's really weird on the Haas. Not even using it. That's why he's so slow. J-Rise has been re-overtaken by Angie, and now he can try get through on him. He's used up so much of his battery trying to pass, and now he gets that move done. And Hessam being overtaken. And does J-Rise stay ahead of Angie? Yes, he does. Comic gets ahead of FG Pacman. Comic up into P5. Mars setting another fastest lap of the race. It's like Lewis Hamilton hammer time, except he's in last place, so it matters a little bit less. But if a safety car comes out, which he will be absolutely praying for, then he is in business. Riding on board with Bram. He's not using his battery at all. Completely full tank of battery. Mumford's got 70%. K5 almost a full tank as well. Louis Bonny almost out of battery. And Bavish in P7 on about 65%, with Angie behind on 50%. K5 going for the lead now. Bram might just be starting to hold K5 up. If K5 keeps getting this close, he might just want to go take the lead and try pull away. Bavish now past J-Rise, down to P8. Bavish showcasing pace, and J-Rise is really screwed now that he hasn't got battery in his car. No safety cars yet. It's D2. Things can kick off, but so far it's not. So far it's all good for D2. K5 M5 is getting closer. Not close enough. Both of them on basically full tanks of battery. And pulling out the slipstream to preserve the engine. And Bavish looking a move down the inside. Louis Bonny is off the road, and J-Rise could capitalize on this mistake from Louis Bonny, but J-Rise does not have DRS, but he's still going to be close enough to maybe give him a worry, and no doing there. Angie looking aggressively to the inside, and Wide Vader might take advantage of Angie's foolishness to try go around the outside at turn 6, but he's not close enough, and Angie shuts the door on that idea. Wide Vader through turn 7, following ultra closely. Engine temperatures are going to be absolutely critical. Drivers have got to keep their engine temp at 130 degrees or below. K5 pulling out the slipstream, cooling his engine. Looks like he is taking that advice to great effect. Wide Vader braking ultra late to try stay ahead of Angie. And there is action everywhere you look. Angie has made a big mistake, and now Bavish might give him a little punishment of a position loss. Is he going to do it? Yes, he is. Down the inside he goes. Bavish is side by side, and Bavish is ahead. And FG Pacman spun around. He was in a battle with Comic, and I suspect an incident might have kicked off there. Comic is still not lost any time, but he is now down the order, FG Pacman. He was showing decent pace, but now he is down the order, and whether or not that's Comic's fault or not, we have not seen it. We will see it after the race, I guess. K5 and Bram are locked in battle right now. Let me just take the lead. I think K5 knows as soon as he overtakes Bram, it's just going to be back on his bumper. Oh, McLaren, AlphaTauri, Angie spun around. Angie and FG Pacman in an incident, and Angie is down the order without a front wing. No, wait, he has his front wing. He might have just dropped it on his own. He might have been hit by another car. We'll see after the race. But that is Angie now. And Lehman's given the place back. I think he got an illegal overtake pen somewhere. Or at least a warning to not illegally overtake. J-Rise is being stalked by Wide Vader very, very closely. Only 2.5 tenths separates these two drivers. Oh, Wide Vader's having a few oversteery moments, so it's not as secure looking as it seems. K5M5, so close to Bram, but not close enough. You can't get the traction out the corners. Bram has got him easily covered, and K5 needs to maybe start getting the elbows out, get a little bit more aggressive. Wide Vader past J-Rise now. J-Rise is pretty much defenseless without a shred of battery to keep him going. Anything else going on at the moment? No. Closest battle on track is currently J-Rise and Wide Vader. If I was him, I would not be focused on overtaking, just staying in his DRS and letting him drag you to the next group of cars while you try save the battery that you've got, which is not a lot, but start saving it. As for K5, if Bram is holding him up, take the lead. If it's not, then just keep staying behind in the DRS, pull out the slipstream to cool the engine, etc. What advice would I give to the Alfa Romeos though? Mumford, watch out for any battles if I were you, because if there's two drivers up ahead of you that close, they're bound to battle at some point. Same thing with Comic, but I think Comic's in a little bit more of a precarious position. He needs to try stay within DRS is all, because with 3 cars up ahead, the only way he's getting ahead is an undercut. But one of them's his teammate, so undercutting his teammate could be worth it, but I think maybe he should if he has more pace within him, but he also needs to work to his team as well. Top 3 on 3 tanks of battery. Looking at the field, top 3 on full tanks of battery, with Wide Vader having burned off a lot of it trying to stay within DRS. He's now down to his last 20%. Comic on about 60. Box. If a safety car doesn't come out at all, this is going to be a really engaging race strategy-wise. Because Bram is going to have to carry on and go for a longer stint, and K5 is going to undercut. Let's check fuel. About 1.8 laps or so. 1.6. 1.6. 0.4. 1.6. 0.4. Is that really 0.4 laps? That's K5 diving to the inside. K5 going for the lead of the race. Had a little mic delay there. We were talking through the battle, but it didn't register. K5 tried to take the lead on Bram, but Bram had the speed to go defensive and stay ahead. Very, very delayed from us there. 0.4 laps of fuel. Looking at the front runners, quite possibly a danger of Bram running out of fuel. He's only on plus 0.4 and Mumford in the Alfa Romeo only on plus 0.5 of fuel. Possibly they might both run out. K5 going aggressive, and K5 now going to the lead of the race. The medium tyres, they should be wearing faster than the hards, but it seems to be the other way round, and Bram is coming straight back at him though. Someone saying Wide Vader should be P1. And Bram now going alongside K5. Bram backs out of it, and K5 is now into the lead. Can you join now? Well, you can't disconnect again. This is the last one I can give you. We'll do this quickly because there is also a battle for the lead going on that I can't keep going away from that. You're still offline. No, you won't be disqualified now if you join now and drive the rest of the race, because why Wide Vader has a penalty? Does he? I think it's just track limits. You won't be disqualified yet. If you join before lap 18, then you'll be classified. Bram up to the back of K5. K5 holding that lead quite firmly. And K5 starting to use up a little bit more of his battery. Bram is not even using his battery. That's really, really weird. Is he just forgetting to deploy or what? And Bram has to sit back behind K5 M5 and Surfer. Well, fuck this, it's okay. I will watch. For the second race in a row, mate. This is disappointing. If you can find a faster internet in your area, then please, by all means, get it. K5 currently leading the way. Ooh. Yellow flags are flying. That's a possible safety car intervention on the track. Bavish has had a spin, but it's only a yellow flag situation. No safety car coming out yet. 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. K5 is losing the lead to Bram. Bram has got back up into first place, but the medium runners will start to lose their tyres now. If I were K5, I'd be boxing at the end of this lap. Make sure I have about 70% battery, so I charge it back up to about 95 in the pit lane. But now would be a good time to box for the medium runners. Mumford plays in P3, pressuring K5 as much as he dares. Comics just behind them both. And Wide Vader in P5 and then J Rise in P6. Is K5 coming into the pits? Anyone boxing? No, they're staying out another lap. That would be a good... Very, very laggy lobby at the moment. Oh, Louis Bonny has left the session. Where is he ranked? He's in P9 at the moment, but a disconnect won't do good for his race. He'll need a speedy invite back. Have I got him added? No, I don't. No, don't have him added. Or do I? I might have him added. No signs of Louis Bonny. FG Pac-Man with a 3-second pen for multiple warnings. Miles is overtaking his Red Bull teammate Flov. Both of them need to box again, but P10 and P11 is not bad running from both of them as it stands. K5 M5 into the pit lane, boxing this lap. Now he's chosen. Oh, speeding in the pit lane! And K5 has ruined it. That's his chance for the lead. Oh, done for. Now that he's stopped, he's got the undercut on them, but now he has to absolutely pull the pin, use up as much battery as he can, and make sure he comes out ahead of the Ferrari, and then just start pushing like all hell to get the undercut on Bram. J-Rise, bide your time. You're gonna get your positions, I guess. Mumford, you're gonna have to box soon, mate. Using no battery. Is he even going to respond to K5? And K5 found a really nice gap for him to pit into. Start using the battery. Out of the pit lane. Comic 1.8 seconds back. And is Mumford possibly even running to dry... No, why was I saying dry tyres? Is he running to soft tyres maybe? Possibly. But J-Rise can make his life very, very difficult here. If... Is he running to softs? He might be, you know. And Mumford staying out. J-Rise up into P2. Mumford really, really struggling on his tyres now. Shit. Where were you when Wide Vader planted it in the wall? I might have missed that. Don't remember. I don't know, I've just been... You're online. It's too late now, we're past the halfway point, so if you join now you won't be classified. And K5 only 11 seconds back. Bram is boxing, and Bram is going for medium tyres or soft tyres. Medium tyres. And what Mumford is staying out a really long time on these mediums. He could even be at risk of puncturing. I think Mumford's really done his strap badly here. And Bram out of the pit lane. He's out behind Comic. And now this is going to be a journey back to the front of the field. J-Rise 2.1 seconds clear. And now would be a good time to box for J-Rise. J-Rise into the pit lane now and just gets it within the pit limiter properly. Mumford now taking the lead of the race on the mediums. He's very much at puncture risk. Very much a puncture risk. K5 now in P2. And Bram is going to be car behind. Mumford, he's still going. Is he even gonna... Oh wait, shit. Sorry. What else? Your AI is gonna cook. P18. Mumford 3-second pen. Is there a puncture on the cards? He's boxing now. That is mediums mega stint from Mumford. 22 laps done on the mediums, but I think he's left it too late. He's going onto the soft tyres now. So let's check. Ram 1055, setting fastest lap after fastest lap. I think he'll be quickly onto the back of K5 here. He's going to be pretty damn defenseless. Mumford onto softs. He's losing a lot of places, and I think this is not the strategy, not the right strategy at all. Bram hunting down K5 right now. K5 is defending for his life. He's trying as much as he can. Is he going to get within DRS? Yes, he will be. On the verge of it, and now he's almost got it. So close to getting DRS at the moment. So close. And he does now have DRS. Bram is getting closer to K5 now. Getting closer. K5 could just be a sitting duck here. Let's see how this pans out. Bram now onto the back of K5. This is going to be a fairly easy move. He waits patiently, sits back. Is he going to get the move done now? Not yet. But now up the hill towards turn 3, and Bram is back into the lead. Nothing K5 could do there. Bram is just too quick. K5 now has to settle for second, and now he has to try stay within his DRS for as long as possible, but it won't be very long because Bram has got the fresher mediums and K5 is stuck on older hard tyres. But getting the undercut on Comic was a very good thing for his race. And Wide Vader is now down the inside of FG Pac-Man. He's on very old hard tyres. FG Pac-Man has a bit of a slide, and Mumford is now going to be alongside him in the battle for P6. Mumford down the inside. Perfect stuff from him. Mumford up into P6. Not a single safety car this entire race. Can you believe it? Great move from Wide Vader. Go K5. Yep, K5 M5 is cooking. And he does have a 5-second pen though, so this is going to be a tough one for him. I'm commenting right now. J-Rise onto the back of Comic right now, only 0.6 back. J-Rise onto the back of Comic now. 2.4 the gap. He's closing in on K5. And Comic getting closer. Lets him through. Doesn't even fight it. Looks like Comic is thinking about his own race here. But J-Rise, he wants to start battling him. And he might just do. Oh, Comic onto the back of him. J-Rise parks it in turn 3. And now out of turn 3. Is he going to go side by side into turn 4? Yes, he is. It's getting a little bit close for J-Rise's liking. And Comic can't quite get back ahead. And K5 losing time. There's a Ferrari that's slow on the exit of the pit lane. That will be Big Melt. He has made a mistake there. Hello. Pet Sam. Hi. Do you want to say hi? Just say hello.
Hello.
You're live on Twitch, mate. Anyway, that was just a cousin that's visiting. He wanted to go at the mic. And officially a commentator now. Very nice from him. J-Rise starting to close up on K5 now. Right. That's the Twitch chat. So that's what people are saying about the stream, mate. And right now, we're watching J-Rise in the Mercedes in P3. He's chasing down his teammate for second place, with Comic not too far behind him. And you can hear my voice on the phone as I commentate, so just turn the volume up on my phone. You'll hear what I'm saying here. It's going to be on my phone. So, Bram is in the lead by around 4 seconds now. And J-Rise is now into the DRS of K5M5, and so that is, let me just turn it down. Comic is following in DRS of both of them at the moment. No, I'm not driving, mate. Commentating. I need to immigrate to another country. What country are you in now? J-Rise getting closer, K5. Not giving this one up. And now J-Rise is on the back of K5 right now. And they're going to lose this podium. J-Rise past K5. Now he needs to keep K5 in DRS for the sake of trying to get him out of that 5 seconds from Comic. It's going to be very difficult, but J-Rise just has to keep him within that 1 second gap without holding K5 up while trying to keep him in DRS. J-Rise pulling clear, and possible incident? Nah, Marzanangi. Nothing happened there actually. White Vader needs to finish. He's late to poker game. Safety car has been deployed. What's happened? I can't see anything. Nothing's even, no DNFs or anything. Car, safety car. Both Alfa Romeos now ahead of K5 M5. It's not just comic now. It is, but in fact, both of them. Another safety. I love this game. What was the safety car even out for? There was no DNFs or anything. Now this will be good news for Bram. He was on the verge of running out of fuel. Plus 0.66, plus 2.3. Is the safety car in this lap or next lap? Okay. J Rice and K5 M5 are now sandwiching both Alfa Romeos with a Hassan P1 and a Hassan P6. This is quite the company. Oh, J Rice has hit Bram under the safety car. What was that? That's a bizarre moment. Bram in P1 at the moment. J-Rise P2, followed by Comic, Mumford, K5. We should get some spectator picks, should we? We should. Safety car in this lap, safety car in this lap, as I expected. Wait, is there a back marker? Is that a back marker? Wait, I can't turn the telemetry on. There we go. That is a back marker between them. Bram takes the safety car restart and he is well away and clear. Mumford and K5 in battle, and the Williams gets out of the way, and now K5 will be immediately on the attack against Mumford. Up the hill now towards turn 3. He's got the run, he's got the slipstream. Can he get 4th place? Down the inside he goes. It's going to have to be a risky one to the inside, and just about does not get the position. And Bram is now still ahead of J-Rise. This is going to be looks like Bram's race to lose as it stands. Bavish is fighting with a couple of disconnected cars. Angie and Mars are fighting side by side. It's 2 laps of pure chaos on this restart. Angie, oh, he's so close to Mars. There is no collision between them as it stands, and K5 just needs to be left alone and left to his own devices, and Comic is up the road, unable to help his teammate. Mumford totally on his own against K5M5 at the moment. J-Rise setting the pace with the fastest lap, and he's going to maybe, oh, he's getting close, Flov has passed FG Pacman, they're side by side. Lehman's retired from the session in the pits on the last lap. K5M5 is so close to Mumford, he can smell that P4 position, and Bram and Rise are pulling away from the field together, but Rise doesn't want to work with him. He's trying to get past him, but he just can't. There's no space to. And Bram now, he's getting close. He's won 5 of... He has had... How many? He has won 2 races in a row now. Let's see this. K5 is down the order. Something's happened to K5. He's down the order. And now, out of the final corner, Bram has won 2 races in a row. Make that 3 at the Red Bull Ring. Bram wins the Austrian Grand Prix. J-Rise comes home in P2. Comic takes a podium for Alfa Romeo. Then it's Flov in P4, making a brilliant recovery drive after getting front wing damage from somewhere. Mumford in P5. K5 back up to P6. I don't know what happened there. He was just all over the place. Wide Vader in P7, then Fexin, then Mars making a recovery to P9, scrapping some points. Big Mel and Lee Bob Ferrari double points. Excellence was disconnected, so he won't count. So FG Pacman gets the final points position. Flov taking home driver of the day. It will be little consolation. And on the podium, it's the Dutch 1-2 for Bram and J-Rise, and a 3rd win in a row for Bram, actually. So this is quite the show he's been putting on for Haas, and they'll really be benefiting from having Bram in their team. Mars leaving the session because the race is over, and Lemon will be classified, and anyone who needs it. Lee Bob jump start. Lee Bob that's really, really rare. There's a lot of track limits, pens and warnings to get through. So there's the entire race director for everyone. Mumford with a 1.8 second pit stop under the safety car. That's when you know that he bought EA Play, or the Champions Edition, or Pass Royale, if that's what you really want to call it, because there's a lot of memes surrounding that now. Now, don't really need to be in the lobby at all. Oh wait, we're still technically on air, so that is good stuff. Miles asking who won. Obviously Bram. Who do you think? Right, we're waiting for this to end. I would like to be taken into the other menu. Driver of... Wait, no. D2... Wait. DOTD voting for Austria. And my first nominee is obviously going to be race winner Bram. Finish. And who else was I gonna nominate? The Red Bull of Slov. Yeah. Okay. Right. So neither of them are in VC anymore, and I'll end off the stream there. So GG's. Bye bye.